All right, caloric surplus, caloric deficit, maintenance calories. We all know these terms, we've all heard these terms, but I'm going to break it down and show you the basics of what it all means. Calorie deficit. This is what we hear so often. It is the fundamental principle of any weight loss journey, putting yourself in a calorie deficit. Now, a lot of people don't understand what that effectively means. How do you get into a calorie deficit? What do I need to do to get there? Well, I want to break that down tonight and just show you the simple principles as to what a calorie deficit means, what maintenance calorie means, and what a caloric surplus means. And it's really simple. This is just the nuts and bolts of it. There's a lot of variables that go into this, but the very simple plan is as such. So I've broken it down for you, as you can see. So we're going to use the very hypothetical scenario of someone that sits on 2,000 calories out of maintenance. So this is how they sustain their weight, eating 2,000 calories per day. Now, how do you get to that number? That's a whole other calculation, another video, but it basically takes into consideration the individual's activity levels, so their training, their step count, their what we call their total daily energy expenditure, their NEAT, so their non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is effectively your sleeping, your eating, your fidgeting, all the activity that you do that still burns calories that you don't actually plan to do. So all of these things need to be calculated to work out what you would need each day to maintain your body weight. So we're going to work on a 2,000 calorie maintenance level. Now, effectively, it's as simple as to get a surplus, we go up 10%. And I'm only using 10% again because I'm working with round numbers. We go 10% up, which puts us to 2,200. And that puts us in a surplus because we're eating over our maintenance level. We're eating 200 calories more than what our body requires, which means it puts us in a surplus. Now, why do we entertain the idea of a surplus? Well, effectively, when you want to put on muscle, when you want to put on weight, you need to eat more than your body needs. That way, your body can either build more muscle using food as fuel, or if you are quite a lean person and struggle to put on weight because you're possibly, endomorphic or ectomorphic or something like that, or you just really naturally genetically struggle to put on weight, then you need to eat more than your body requires. Now, on the flip side of the thing, if we look at the scenario of a deficit, we go down 10% from 2,000, which puts us into 1,800, which is a deficit. Now, a deficit can be deeper than that, it can be shallower than that. 10% gives us a good range. General rule of thumb is 10 to sort of 20%, and it all depends on the individual, their starting point. Obviously, if you start on 1,000 calories, you're not going to go below that. But this is a good rule of thumb, a good hypothetical to use. Now, why do we go into a deficit? Well, everyone knows why we go into a deficit: to lose weight, or effectively lose body fat. And 1,800 is a good number. Again, hypothetical, but anytime you want to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. So you need to be under what your body needs to maintain. We go under what we need to maintain, means we're going to burn body fat as fuel, which effectively means we're going to go into a weight loss phase. Simple as that. It couldn't be more straightforward. Now, how do you get to those numbers? Well, you need a professional. Unless your nutritional literacy is very knowledgeable and you understand how calories work, you understand how macronutrients work, and you understand how to calculate maintenance, surplus, and deficit, seek a professional. Get the guidance. I guarantee you the money is well worth the investment because it can set you up long term. This approach is incredibly sustainable. If you understand how this works, you can maintain it long term and live a healthy, happy, and fulfilling lifestyle, and not stress about food and not go through series and series of dieting.